Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jane. This is Jane Belante Art. Today I'm going to show you how to make a really beautiful but super simple little collage. So I hope you'll stay and watch the video. I have this amazing tissue from RoyCycled. You can get this at bohobevyboutique.com. There will be a link in the description. And it has all these birds. So this is a 20 by 30, 18-pound paper. And if you know me at all, even if you don't know me, I'm going to tell you right now, I love birds. I love birds a lot. So I think I'm going to use this one. I've got some of my own gel prints here. And I think I'm going to use one of these, probably this one for the background. So, and then I'm going to use some mica powder. So let's see how this all comes together. All right, I am just going to take this water pen and loosely trace around this. And then gently just tear it. I know most of you have seen this before, but maybe you haven't. All right, that's so cute. So I always have a collection of papers that I can use for backgrounds. In this case, I don't think I'm gonna paint behind here at all. I have a little pink spot on there. Came off the gel plate. That might just be covered up by this anyway, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Let's see how I want this to go. Okay, look at the other way better. I think that's pretty nice. So I'm going to use my decoupage gel because this is a, piece of computer paper. It's thicker than a piece of tissue. So I'm just putting a nice even layer, but it's, it's kind of a thicker layer because this is thicker paper. I want it to just kind of get on here and sit flat. So make going to take my sanding block here and just sand off the edges. I am going to put a layer of this soft gel over the whole thing here. So whatever I do next, this will have a nice tooth. Or whatever I put on, whatever I need to stick, it will provide that. And then it's just also putting a layer of protection over my paper. Okay, so I'm going to dry this with my heat tool and I'll be right back. Okay, here's my little cutout of the bird. And I'm going to use the soft gel to put this on as well. I think it's going to go here-ish. So let me just kind of put it down in place. What I love with tissues so much is that you can see underneath them. That must have been a little wet. There we go. So you'll be able to see these marks coming through a little bit, which is really fun because it helps it assimilate into the background. See how you can see that there and there? I love it. Okay, so I've got this stencil. This is a Stencil Girl stencil designed by Carolyn Doobie. And I'm going to use some mica and I'm going to stencil it through. I think I want to use the word centered. This really just sort of screams solitude and peace and calm. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape off the word so I don't involve any other words. I just want that one. Kind of hard to see where it's going to go here. I think that's where I want it. Well, that's where it's going to go because that's where I'm putting it. It does not look... There. Okay, so I've got my big embossing pad. I'm going to take a stencil brush, get it all full of this embossing ink. Sorry, the camera's probably going to shake. Get a lot on there. So I want to make sure it goes through all of these letters. I'm going to do it a couple different times here. Okay, I'm not going to move the stencil at all. And I'm going to take some of this. Now, this is mica powder. I do have this on my website. There'll be a link for it. This is from the Winter Tales set. I'm going to use a different brush. Fill her up. And I'm just going to go right back over this. And I'm just going back and forth. I want to make sure it just doesn't kind of pile up in there. I pulled the paper up a little bit. Ooh, that's pretty. Go back down, you. It will. It'll go back down. Okay, so I love that. And I feel like I just want to do a little bit maybe around the edges. So let me grab my ink again. Let me see how I want to do this. I'm just going to put a little bit, let's see how that works first. I want it to be very subtle. I may even use a mop brush to soften it. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty. So I'm just going to go along the edges, and I'm using the flat part of this, or the side, I should say, of this stencil brush. And then I'm going to use the side of this stencil brush. It's just bringing a real subtle look to it. that's pretty. Just a little bits. So I'm lining it, and then I'm just taking the corners, and this will go back down. It pulled up from the stencil stuck to it, so it will go back down though. And if I have an issue with it, I can always put a piece of parchment over it with a little iron and reactivate the gel medium. So you can see a little goes a long way. I did my whole stencil and all of the edges and marks. So anywhere that I have wrinkles in my paper too, I'm just going to kind of highlight those with the mica. Like it's meant to be there, you know? That is so cute. This is just bugging my eye right now. You will go back down. You will stay down. If you are interested in learning how to create your own papers and how to use them to make art that looks like you, the doors to my art journaling club are open right now. They close this Saturday at 11:59 p.m. CST. There is a link in the description below. I hope you'll come and consider joining. I do everything in there: art journaling, gel printing. We get together and do a project of the month, and then we also get together and do an art journaling prompt together. And then there's also one more thing, as if that's not enough, I also do a book of the month. I love it. I think it turned out so pretty. It's really subtle, really sweet. The key is having your own papers. It really is. And then some beautiful papers by RoyCycled as well. I love mica powder. I love how it looks. So I hope you feel inspired to create something like this yourself. Please visit me at janebelanteart.com. And thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week, Friday.